Sign Christ. Isupk Sabbath Service has officially begun. Shofar, which means horn. Yayan stands for wine. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. Again. Man, woman of Israel, Imajum, which means to stand. Psalm upon your Hakodam, which means turn and face the east. We are going to recite the Lord's Prayer and the prayers in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakovka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nadan Lanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawawaf Yanawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawawaf Yanawa, Wala'ah, Habayai Nawa, Balasai one, a ball, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Kai, Kai, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atapara, La'awalamyam, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakag, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Babakashah, the thunder now, Hakak, Narapa'ah, Ka Makala, Wakal Manawa, Hakak, Lata'ah, Hamatazarayam, Hakak, Lahakwayam, Hamathiyam, Hakak, Araka Araf, Atama'ala, Lagarashun, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Lawada Aman. Paratazah. Check the air bubble. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahoyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Izoria, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Ra'arataza, Al-Yatan, Lamawat, Wagalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamorka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamor, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Aliyah, Yamyanka, Yawama, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Rayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makar Rai, Yashamar, After Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaafka, Mabawaka, Ma'aika, Wa'ai Iwalam. In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, even forevermore. So many three in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Takarash, wa Al-Tashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Awayabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Wamashana Yaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Yaira Yamwa, Sawad, Wayaka Yaitazawa, Al-Tazapawanyaka, Amawa, Nakawa, Walakakidam, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shom Yasharala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawaitazawa, La, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Araf, Yakawafwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Mayashamailium, Mawaba, Wahagorium, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Palashaf, Anya Shabia, Tazawa, Gamashawa, Nalawa, Iman, Hayawa, Zawawai, Nabanya Lawa, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadia, Kasayasara'a, Kayabian, Banakor, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Nadayamawa, Kaira, Wakazaaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazamanai, Kanaseyakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Nanawa, Af, Naawa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Tabaira Yaira, Wakala Abba, Talahat, Hoyam, Kantaradapma, Basa Iraka, Wabasawapaka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawah, Yabashwa, Wayabaawa, Ai, Wayakapawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaira, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahawah, Nabadka, Ayawan, Al-Kaha'arataza. Keep not thy silence, O my power.
Keep not thy silence, O thy power.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
Be not still.
O my power.
O my power.
For lo, thy enemies maketh tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and Hagarene, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre. Esau also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabez, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zahab. Yea, all their princes, as Sabbath, and as Zamuda, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power and possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burning for wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that man may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh of the Most High, over all the earth. Blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahaya. Makazabya'a. Alawak Yahana. Ha Alawapya. Ha Saranya. Ha Kwatazayanya. Ha Kayayanya. Wa Ha Akwafyan. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahshua. Tawada Aman. In the English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh.
and Yahweh and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be it. Let's see in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh, Barak Lanawa, Wayasharala, Wahabayah Saparium, Barak, Rapa'ah, Magan, Hagan, Yasharala, Ba'ashem Yahweh, Goala Aman. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect Israel in the name of Yahweh. Thank you, so be it. I should be curses. Bless are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, listen to us now, right now, saying evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, like prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school, saying evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Kamatazi. Posse Kamatazi. Repeat after me.
Posse Kamatazi.
The gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airways. The cable access channels. And the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh, Michael and Gabriel, come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy words. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause it to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh, thank you always. So be it. So always please turn. Mama Kasha, can you bring this chair? Last week we left off at Nehemiah chapter 3 and 24. This week we're going to pick up at Nehemiah 3 and 25. All right. Ratazak, come up here. Stick your registry.
Barataza, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yashala.
Barataza, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasharala.
Yahweh Shem Yasharakata.
Yahweh Shem Yasharakata. Gotcha. All right, Yeshabia, which means be seated. I'll take the first set. Read Nehemiah chapter 3 and verse 25.
Nehemiah chapter 3 verse 25. Pala. Ban. Awa. Bon. Awa.
Zaya.
Zaya. Managad. Hama kwa tazawa I.
Tazawai.
Tazawai. Waha ma dao. Haya wa tazaha. Ma ba ya. Hama lan.
That's king.
Yeah, king. Hamalak. Hamalak. I Yawano. Ashar.
See that word again?
You talking about I Lana one
La yawan.
La Yala. Oh.
Wa I la yawan.
Yeah, I am the one. I am the one. I will come. Ashar. La Tazar. Hamata with Hamatara. Raya Za.
That's a ya and no.
So what? They cut the long age one. So yeah.
It's Akrayan.
Ak
Rayan.
Rayan. Rayan. Pod ya. Bon. Paraish. Oh no. Paraish. Paraish.
Paraish.
Paraish.
26.
Verse 26. Waha naf ya yanayam. Ha yawa yawa. Let me see. Yash bayam. I pow. I'd nagay. Sha'ai. Sha'ira. Is that it? Sha'ira.
Sha'ira, which means gate.
Sha'ira. Hamayam.
Mayam, which means water.
Come. Lama Zarak. Wahama God. Haya Watazaya. Verse 27. Akra Yan. Is it Akarayan?
That's a wa at the end.
That's a wa?
Akrayawa.
Rayawa. Hakaz Yakwa.
Akaza Yakwa.
Hakaza Yakwa. Ha the Kwayam. Ha the Kwayam. Mad Mada.
Mada.
Mad with the da.
Keep going.
Come. Shanath. Managad.
God.
Hamagadal.
Keep going.
Hagad. Wow.
Agadawa.
Hagadawa. Haya Watazaya. Wa'id. Kawamath. Paul, verse 28. Ma'il. Sha'ira. Hasawat. Hak za Yakwan. What is that? What? Kwa. Is that correct?
Good. Zayakwa.
Zakwa.
Zayakwa.
Hak Zayakwa. Okay. So
This is priest. It's the word for priest.
Kahan.
Captain Kahan. His name means priest. Kahanyam.
Priest.
Pro.
Kahanyam.
Keep going.
Ayash. Lalagad. Ba Yahwa. Verse 29. Rayawa.
Keep going.
Hak za yak tazad wak bun amar lagad bayat wa'ak Rayawa. Hak Zayat Sham Aya Bun
Shammai is what we say to say silence or listen or obey. Shammai. This is actually my daughter's name. She obeys the Lord. Or listens to the Lord. Keep going.
Bun Shak, na, ya, man, shamar, shamar, no, shamak, is that shamak?
Is it
Shamar,
Shamar?
Shamar,
It's right before Sha'ira, right?
come.
Yeah, Shamar. That's
Shamar,
that's what we use in the UPK to say
Shamar,
security, watch, or also it also means keeper. So in this sense, it's right before Sha'ira, which means gate. So that's the keeper of the gate, or the watcher of the gate. It's like we have Shamar in class. We have somebody that's watching that door, watching the gate. That's the Shamar. Keep going.
Shai, Shai, Sha'ira, Hamazar, Hamazar, Hamazak,
Hamazarak.
Hamazarak.
Verse 30.
Verse 30. What is it? 31. Yeah? 30.
31 is the last verse.
Okay. Ak, Raya, Ak, Rayawa, Hak, Yak, Yak, Khan, Ya, Ban, Maya, Wak, Nawalan, Ban, Tazalak,
That's a pot right there.
Tazalak, Hashaya, Mada, Shanya, Ak, Yawa, Hak, Yak, Mashalam, Ban, Barkaya, Barak, Barakya, Nagar, Nash, Kathwa. Last verse.
Nashakafwa. That word, you could use it for room today. Nashakafwa, which means chamber.
Verse 31.
So you get your rib, you say, Nashakafwa. Go in the chamber. I'm coming. Keep going.
Verse 31. Raya. Ak Rayawa. Hak Yakwa. Malakaya. Bun. Tazar Paya. Id. Banya. Na. Nayam. Waharakalayam, Nagad, Shema, Shemad,
That's gate.
Shemor, Shemad,
That's a I.
I and Ra, right?
Shira.
Shira, Hama, Hama,
Paquada.
Paquada,
Paquada.
Paquada, Wa'id, Ila, Yel, Hapana.
Good job.
Okay.
Get it in English. What's that, Christ?
Nehemiah, chapter
Actually,
3.
that one, that's the 1611.
Not the 1611, but
Okay.
it's the 1611, but not the older English.
All right, good.
Nehemiah, chapter 3, verse 25.
Good. All right, so remember last week we were talking about when Nehemiah, when he left to go to his city, how he was rebuilding, right? He was basically rebuilding and strengthening the city back because our city was destroyed. All right, pick up from there, verse 25. That was your phone? All right, don't worry about it. 25.
Verse 25. Nehemiah chapter 3, verse 25. Pala, the son of Uzziah, over against the turning of the wall, and the tower which lieth out from the king's high house, that was by the court of the prison. After him, Pedaiah, the son of Parosh. Verse 26. Moreover, the Nethinims dwell in Ophel unto the place over against the water gates towards the east, and the tower that lieth out. Verse 27. After them, the Tekoites repair another piece over against the great tower that lieth out, even unto the wall of Ophel.
All right, so picture, like to get a visual of what's going on here. Picture us after slavery. After slavery, we are destroyed as a people. Our gates are destroyed and we have nothing. And guess what? We built cities. Right after slavery, 40 years removed from slavery, we built cities. We strengthen ourselves as a people. So this is us being destroyed and building ourselves back up. And we're going to see how the heathens felt about it. The same way the heathen felt some way about us building cities like Black Wall Street, right? And we're going to see how the heathens feels about Black and Hispanics gathering together and deciding, making a decision that, you know what, we're going to strengthen our cities. We're going to strengthen our gate. We're going to strengthen our families. We're going to strengthen our businesses. And we're going to see exactly how the heathens felt about it back then, because it is the same way they feel about us today. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 28. From above the horse gate repaired the priest. Everyone
repaired another piece. So like it repaired. So like you're right. Verse. So like
everyone over against his house. Verse 29. After them repaired Zadok, the son of Imar, over against his house. After him repaired also Shemaiah, the son of Shechaniah, the keeper of the east gate. Verse 30. After him repaired Hananiah, the son of Shelemiah, and Hanan, the sixth son of Zalaf, another piece. After him repaired Mishola.
Don't worry about it. Meshullam. It's a name. Run through it.
The son of Berichia, over against his chamber. Verse 31. After him repair Mistia, goldsmith, son unto the place of the Nehemiah, against the gates, Mifkad, and to go and to the going up the corner.
All right, sorry, Chris. Imagine.
See, you registered? Azahar, Ban Banyamin, Ban Yasharala.
Azahar,
Ban Banyamin, Ban Yasharala.
Yahweh Hashem Yashar Rakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yashar Rakatah. Christ, we got police and officer Hazahab, Hebrew scholar in the building. Yeshavia, come see it. Christ, all right, we're in a second set. We're picking it up at Nehemiah chapter 3 and verse 32. I'll take this set. Okay, come. Nehemiah chapter 3 verse 32. Wabayan Alaya Hapana Lashaira. So I can keep on.
Okay. What's that? 3 and 1 again?
3 and 32. Sure, I'm sorry.
Nehemiah 3 and 32.
Say that again.
Wabayan Aliath
Come.
Kampana Lashaira Hatazaan.
I did.
Kazayakwaya.
Are we sending anything?
Sure, we need the Sabbath Serevice right now.
I got it, sir. All right, Nehemiah chapter 3 and 32. Salakia for that. We had a higher ranking man calling us, so I had to answer that. Wabayan, Aliyah, Hapana, Lashaira, Ha Tazan, Haka Zayakwa, Hatazara Payam, Wahara Kalyam, chapter 4 verse 1.
Okay, so where's the cap?
Wayahaya Ka'ashar
I know, but where's the cap?
Shamai Sana Bala Kaya
Right.
Ana Kanwa
I didn't break down the table, man. Not to break down anything.
Bawa Nayam Ah Haka Wama Wayakar Lawa Waya Kai Haraba,
I'm not sure.
Waya La'ai, Al, Hayahawada, verse 2. Waya Amar, Lapania, Akayawa, Akyawa, Wa Kayal, Shamar Rawan,
So looking back or something.
Waya Amar, Maha, Hayahawada, Amal,
Okay.
Amal,
brother look around for a second.
Amalium, Ishium, Hayai, Zabwa, Laham, Haya, Zabakwa, Waya Kawa. Chapter 4, verse 2.
Chapter 4.
Middle of verse 2. Bayawam, Haya Kayawa, Ha Abanium, Ma'aira Mawaf, Ha'ai Par, Wa'amaha, Shara Wa Pawaf, verse 3. Wata Wa Tawabaya, Ha'ai Manya, Tazawa, Waya Amar, Gum, Ashar, Hum, Bawa Nayam, Ya'ila, Ya'ilaha, Shawai, Wagarataza, Hawama, Abba Nayaham, verse 4. Will this be the last verse? Shamai, Alaha Yanawa, Kaya, Haya, Yanwa, Bawa Za, Waha Shab, Karapatham, Al, Ra Ashar, Wa Tanam, Labaza, Baharataza, Shabaya, verse 5. Wa'al, Come, Al, Iwanum, Wakat, Atham, Malapanyaka, Al, Tamakaha, Kaya, Haka'ai, Yasan, Haka'ai, Yasawa, Lanagad, Haba, Wanyam, verse 6. Is this the last verse? I think verse 6 will be the last verse. Studied out 3 and 32. Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 6. Wana, Bana, Af, Haka, Wama, Maha, Wata, Wash, what the Kwashua, it's like it. Wata Kwashar, Kal, Haka, Wama, I, Ha, Tazaya, Wayahaya, Lab, La'ai, Shawaf, verse 6 was the last verse. Okay. I'm picking it up in the English. I can read the English. Nehemiah chapter 3, verse 32. And between the going up of the corner unto the sheep gate, we heard the goldsmith and the merchants, chapter 4, verse 1. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews.
So you went over the part where last week we got money from the king to go build up Jerusalem, or wood from the king to go build the houses back, the families back of Jerusalem.
And from verse 25 to 31, we spoke about the repairing of the water gate toward the east. We spoke about the great tower that lieth.
Right. We need a dam to collect water. Like today, we don't got no good running water.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So we're trying to support.
You can see what's going on in Mississippi right now.
Exactly.
So if I may, what chapter are we on right now?
We in chapter 4, verse 2. So we spoke about that, and now we're about to find out how the heathens felt about us strengthening ourselves.
Yeah.
This is what we are reading right now in verse 2. And he spoke before.
So if I may. It's funny you said that, because even now today, that's how the heathens feel about us in 2022 when they see blacks, Hispanics, and they make energy. Just say nothing, just being in the group together. They hear that. You know what I'm saying? But imagine they was all together in the truth. Right. You know, so they feel just coming together. Like the scripture says, gather yourself together, nation on the side.
Exactly.
They hate us.
Because that's our strength, that's our biggest weapon, man. We don't have missiles and bombs and guns like our oppressors, but what we do have is the brotherhood that Christ taught us to practice. That's our biggest weapon, and that's their biggest fear. It's our unity. It's us gathering together.
That's right.
All right. Chapter 4, verse 1. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. Verse 2. And he spake before his brethren and the army of Samaria and said, what do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Look at these weak ass Negroes. Are they gonna be strong? Right? Keep going. Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the hips of the rubbish which are burned? Basically, are they gonna build themselves back up? This is basically what he's saying.
Right.
All right. Verse 3. Now Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stone wall. Remember, he was mocking us. They're like, man, they ain't building nothing. Even whatever they bring, a fox is gonna destroy that. This is how much they feel about us. Like, we can't do nothing that's going to be great. They are destroyed. Whatever they build, even a fox can break it down.
Right. That's
Verse 4.
I've heard conspiracy videos, right? But they say that white people say this, right? They say that black people need white people,
right?
Because they say if without white people, they say black people are gonna go ahead and kill each other in the streets without white people's intervention. They really believe that in real life. You know what I mean? So what the Bible is saying is nothing's new under the sun. So what the Bible is saying is exactly how they feel today.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's what they use for the peaceful. That's what they use for Haiti. Haiti is the first black republic that got out of slavery. They use the destruction that they caused in Haiti to see, look at them. They got their independence since 1804, and they still can progress as a nation. Meanwhile, they are the reason why we are destroyed as a people, why our agriculture is destroyed, why our army is destroyed. They are the reason for that.
Slugs, if I may, just to piggyback on what also I was saying, sir, I used to work in the Hamptons and Long Island for horse show around the world. And it's crazy you said that, because the truth is opposite. Because I always said to myself before I came to truth, if they trade places with us for one day, they would die. They don't know how to live through impoverished conditions. They'd be like Chris Benoit and kill themselves and kill their family. You know what I'm saying, sir?
That's right.
They can't survive, but we survive because we're children of Israel, not them.
Exactly. Verse 4, hear our power, for we are despised. And this is what we have to realize as a people. We are hated, right? We are despised, and turn their reproach upon their own head and give them for a prey in the land of captivity. Verse 5, and cover not their iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out from before thee, for they have provoked thee to anger before the builders. Because these people, they really don't care about the Most High, and they don't care about destroying the Lord's people. Right. Verse 6, so build we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof, for the people had a mind to work. And we need a mind, I'll finish that point, we need a mind to work today as a people.
just like our forefathers had at the time. You were saying something?
Right. That part before where he was talking about hear, our God, right? When he was praying, right?
Right.
That's how you're supposed to pray. You know what I mean? You don't pray like you're praying to a statue. You know what I mean? God got a mind, he got wisdom. So what do? You have to convince the Most High. Right. Saying like, yo, to the world, it looks like you blotted out their sins because they are here killing the lost people. I'm we don't see the Most High doing nothing about it. You know what I mean? So we're trying to persuade the Most High, like, okay, we sin, but they are disrespecting you, right, by destroying the lost people, and right, you can't allow your name to be tarnished in the earth because you allow the heathens to do this over your people. Right. So you're trying to move the Most High with compassion to do things in the earth, because the Lord is alive. God. You see what I'm saying? He here. He don't got ear. Scripture say his ears ain't heavy that he can't hear. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like,
you want to pick up the Hebrew, verse 7? Let us live on Psalms.
I got caught sporadic.
So I'll pick it up.
It's a little different. I think
you want this one here?
English, yeah, the English.
What's the last verse in chapter 3?
The last verse is 38. And
32, right?
this one right here. This one is 4.
Okay. No, the last verse in 3.
You know what the Catholic equipment script right now?
I'll pick up Nehemiah chapter 4, verse Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 7. Wayahaya Ka'ashar Shamai Sana Balak Wata Wabaya Waha I Rabayam Waha I Maryam Waha Ashar Dawadiam Kaya Ilatha Ara Wakaha Laka Mawak Yara Rashalam Kaya Hakawa Haparata Zayam Laha.
Okay, I'll do that.
Laha Satham Wayakar Laham Ma'ad, verse 8. Waya Kwasharawa Kalam Yakadwa Labawa Laha Lakam Bayara Washalam Walai Shawaf Lawa Thawaiha, verse 9. Wana Tapal Al Alahayanawa Wanai Mayad Mashamar I Layaham Yawamam Wala Yala Mapan Yaham, verse 10. Waya Amar Yahawada Kashal Kak Hasabal Wahai Pa Haraba Wa'a Nakanwa La'a Banakal La Banawaf Baka Wamar, verse 11. Waya Amarwa Tazara Yanwa La'a Yadaiwa Wala Yara Awa I Ashar Nabawa Al Thawakam Waha
I'm gonna go with Sha'ala, right?
Waga Waha Raga Nawam Waha Shabbat Nawa Af Malaka, verse 12. Wayahaya Ka'ashar Ba'awa Ha Yahawada Wa'a Shadiam Atazalam Waya Amawa Lanawa Aishar Paimayam Makal Hama Kwamawaf Ashar Tasha Tashawabwa Alayinawa, verse 13. What's the last verse? 13 is the last verse. Waimayad Matha Katayawaf Lama Kwawam Ma'a Korea Lakawa Ma Bataza Kayakim Wa'ai Mayad Af Ha'ain Lama Shapak Waf Ain Kara Bath Yum Wama Kayaham Wakwa Shaf Kayam, verse 13 is the last verse. Pick it up in the English. Nehemiah chapter 4 and 7.
Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 7.
I'll read it. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up and that the breaches began to be stopped, then they were very wroth. So when they hear that these walls, that we are being strengthened, we are being fortified, and the breaches that allow them to come in and gentrified our neighborhood and destroyed us.
Yep.
When these breaches were began to be stopped, then they got angry. Verse 8, and conspired all of them together to come and to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. To visualize this today, this is what they did to Rose Road. This is what they did to Black Wall Street. When they see that we are removed from slavery, they're not oppressing us in the degree that they were oppressing us. We were still being oppressed, but because we were gathered together and because we knew who the enemy was and we had the mind to work without their influence, they seeing how we building banks, we building school and hospital. They're like, nah, we got to go bomb that. That's exactly what they did back then in the Bible and in recent history. Verse 9. Nevertheless, we made our prayer into our power and set a watch against them day and night because of them. Verse 10. And Judah said, the strength of the bearers of burdens is decayed, and there is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. Verse 11. And our adversaries said, they shall not know, neither see, till we come in the midst among them and slay them and cause the work to cease. So this was their plan. This was their plot to stop us from building ourselves back up. Verse 12. And it came to pass that when the Jews which dwelt by them came, they said unto us 10 times, from all places whence ye shall return unto us, they will be upon you. Verse 13. Therefore said I in the lower places behind the wall, and on the higher places I even set the people after their families with their swords, their spears, and their bows. All right, so we were prepared to defend ourselves. Hazard, you want to take 14?
Yeah, look at 14. It's 4 and 14, right?
Come.
Bamakwayam Ashar Tashamaiwa Ath Kowal Ha Shawapar Shama Sakwabatazawa Alianawa Alayanawa Yalakam Lanawa 15 Wa Aman Wa Anak Nawa. Right? Anak Nawa is the formal way to say we or us, right? Aisha Yam. Aisha is a word to mean do. Ba Malaka. Malaka should mean work, right? This is work in 15, right? Okay. Wa Katazayam. Ba Makazayakwayam. Paramakyam. Mailwath. Ha Shakar Aid. Taza'ath. Ha Kawakabiam 16. Gum. Ba'ith. Ha Haya'ar. Ha Haya'ar is the formal way of saying this. Right? Or the it. No, not this. That. The it. Right? Ha is the. Haya'ar is it. Right? That's to say that. Amarathia. La'ain. Ayash. Wanairawa. Ya Laya Nawa Bath Waka was a Bathawak, right? In the midst, right? Bathawak. Ya Rawashalam, Ya Rashalam, right? That's Jerusalem. Wa Hayawa Lanawa Halayala in the night. Ma Shamar of watch. Wa Ha Yawam, Mala'aka, that should be work again. 17. Wa Ayan, Anya, Wa Akya, Ha Nairaya, Wa Anashya, Ha Mashamar, Ashar, Akarya, Ayan, Anaknawa, Pashatyam, Bagad Yanawa, Ayash, Shalakwa, Ha Mayam. And there's 5 on 1, right? Alright, so we read 4 verses, right? Or 3 verses. 3 verses, right? Nehemiah 5 and 1. Watha Haya. Tazai Kwath. Ha'aim. Hanashaya Ham.
So like after 16 it goes to 5?
Yeah, in this book here. It's the same thing. What I was looking at it tonight. You got another verse there? We got 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, let's see. What does 17 say in your book? Could it say that it begin with Ha, the higher? No, it doesn't.
What does yours begin?
My one begins with Wa, the higher.
That's what I have in this one.
Okay, how does your
4 and 17?
How does your 17 end? Oh, so no, 17 is the last verse, right? 17. Right.
17 begins here in Habawa Mayam, but when I look in the English, it goes on. 17 is not the last verse. It goes all the way to verse 23.
This is my phone.
So-
This one stops is, this is 17.
17, right?
17.
This is the one that you just said.
This is 5-1.
So it probably even out. What's the last verse in chapter 5?
The last verse in chapter 5.
What's the number? It probably evens out in chapter 5.
We got 19 on 5.
19?
Yeah.
Got 19 as well.
It could be saying
What
something
was
extra.
the, huh?
It could be saying something extra.
Yeah.
Okay, this ends in 17 too, right?
Come.
This ends 17. But this one, the one on my phone, goes to 2023.
Right, the same. 17, there was a great cry of the people.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to figure that out. We make a note. Send me that in a text, all right? Make a note for Nehemiah chapter 4 and 17. All right.
Yeah, I could continue Nehemiah on my phone for in Hebrew though. So rules at 17.
Good.
So I'm gonna do 18, right?
Good.
Waha Bawanyam, Ayash, Karabwa, Asawaryam. Okay, what does English say in 18? Right quick.
In 18,
Yeah.
for the builders, everyone had his sword.
Okay, yeah, that's what we're reading right here.
So is that 5 and 1?
This is 4:18 in the Tanakh on my phone.
But what about in the book?
No, this is something different. This is there's no swords or builders here. 5 and 1.
5 and 1 begins with, and there was a great cry of the people.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is missing from that Tanakh.
Okay.
Send me that with missing verses.
Oh, come on. Just send you Nehemiah 4 and 17. With this.
Yeah, with missing verses 18 to 23. All right, we're gonna investigate that and find out exactly why this is so. But for time's sake, we're gonna proceed.
Okay. Bawanyam is and the builders. Ayash is man. Karabwa is his sword. Asawaryam. Asar is the gird. Al is over. Mathanyawa. Mathan should be something about, okay, it says here, waist. Yeah. Slapya. Right? Wa Bawanyam. Ha Wathawakwai. Ba Shawapara. Atazalwa. Wa Amar Al. Hakaryam. Wa Al. Hasaganyam. Wa Al. Yathar. Ha'ayim. Hamala'akar. Harabah. Wa Rakabah. Wa Anaknaw. Na Paradium. Ion. Ha Kamawa. Rakal Wakwayam. Ayash. Ma'ak Yawa. 20. Vakwayam. That's okay. Ashar. Sashamaywa. Ath. Kwawal. Hashawapar. Shama. Sakwapatazawa. Alianawa. Alayanawa. Ya Lakam. Lanawa.
Right. Verse 14 in the English, Nehemiah 4 and 14. And I looked and rose up and said unto the nobles and the rulers, and to the rest of the people, be not ye afraid of them. Remember the Most High power, which is great and terrible. All right. And fight for your brethren, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses. Verse 15. And it came to pass, when our enemies heard that it was known unto us, and God had brought their counsel to naught, that we returned all of us to the wall, everyone unto his work. All right. So they thought they was gonna conspire against us, and we were just gonna fall for it. But because we were serving the Most High protected us. All right. And this is the lesson that we have to learn as a people, like it says in the book of Judith. When we serve the Most High, our enemies know they cannot touch us. But when we don't serve the Most High, that's when they know like we can destroy them, because they don't have the protection of their God.
Also, this work is going to CAC for those online, right? You scared to come to the UPK, scared to come to class. When we're sitting right here to not fear the enemy and come to class. The Most High brings their counsel to know how to destroy the UPK, how to stop the UPK. Are we going to write your name up and put you under all kind of charges? Don't be scared of none of that, because the Most High brings their counsel to know. Right. They see the UPK doing no crime. You see what I'm saying? So stop being scared to come to class, all right? Right. And the Most High accounts you for not coming to do the work.
Right. All right. Verse 16, and it came to pass from that time forth that the half of my servants wrought in the work, and the other half of them held both the spears, the shields, and the bows, and the habergeons, and the rulers were behind all of the house of Judah. And what we see here is organization, and we were organized. We have some people that are doing the work, and we have people on Shamar, and we have people that's counseling. Same way in the UPK today.
That's great.
You know, Same way. Verse 17. They which buildeth on the wall, and they that bear burdens, with those that ladded, everyone with one of his hands wrought in the work, and with the other hand held a weapon. Verse 18. For the builders, everyone had his sword girded by his side, and so builded. And he that sounded the trumpet was by me. Verse 19. And I said unto the nobles, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, the work is great and large, and we are separated upon the wall, and far from another. Verse 20. In what place therefore ye hear the sound of the trumpet, resort ye thither unto us, our God shall fight for us. All right, basically gather ourselves together now.
We got the English word wrought with the WROGHT. It's saying it's just an old way of saying work. All right, like, and they're saying it's used mostly to say beaten out or shaping by hammering. Wrought. So that's that thing, right? Wrought.
Verse 18 in the Hebrew. That'll be the 5th set.
And we read it already?
No, verse 21 on it.
Okay, good.
So like I stopped at 18, sounded the trumpet was by me. Verse 19, and I said unto the nobles, yeah, I said verse 20. We studied at 21.
Wa anak nawa, Aishayam, ba malaaka, wa katazaliam, ma kazayakoyam, ba ramakyam, ma ailwath, hashakar, aid, tazaath, ha kawakabiam, gam, ba'aith, ha hawa'a, amarathia, la'aim ayash, wa nairawa, yalayanawa, ba thawak, Yerushalayim, wa hayawa, lanawa, halayala, mashamar, wa hayayam, wa hayayawam, malaka, the 24-23, wa ayan anya, wa aqua, wa nairaya, wa anashya, ha mashama ashar akarya, ayan anaknawa, pashatyam, bagadinawa, ayash, shalakwa, hamayam, Nehemiah 5:1, wa tahaya, tazaikoyath, ha'aim, wa nashyaham, gadawala, al, akyaham, ha yahawadiam. Verse 2. Wa ayash ashar amaryam, banyanawa, wa banahtinawa, anaknawa, rabiam, wa nakwakaya, wa nakwaka, dagan, wa naakala, wa nakaya. Nehemiah 5:3. Wa yash ashar amaryam, Shadathinawa, wa Karam Yanawa, wa Bathinawa, Anaknawa, Irabium, wa Nakwaka, Dagan, wa Irab. Verse 4. Wa Yash, Ashar, Amariam, Lawa Yanawa, Kasap Lamadath, Hamalak, Shadathinawa, Wakaram Yanawa.
Right. Chapter 4, verse 21. So we labored in the work, and half of them held the spears from the rising of the morning till the stars appeared. This is 6 or 5? 5. Likewise, at the same time, verse 22, said I unto the people, let everyone with his servant lodge within Jerusalem, that in the night they may be a guard to us and labor on the day. All right, so that's us coming together. We're coming together because when we come together, we are protected as a people. When we are divided, then we are a prey to the other nations. All right, 23. So neither I, nor my brethren, nor my servants, nor the men of the guard which followed me, none of us put off our clothes, saving that everyone put them off for washing. So we ain't had no time to play around. All right, we were on guard because we understood that these people, they see us, they watch us building ourselves, and they don't want that. All right, so we don't have time to play around and to be comfortable and going on vacation, and we not trying to get caught sleeping, basically. Chapter 5, verse 1. And there was a great cry of the people and of their wives against their brethren, the Jews. For they, verse 2. Now listen to this, right? Chapter 5 and 1. I'm going to repeat that. And there was a great cry of the people and of their wives against their brethren, the Jews. Verse 2. For there were that said, we, our sons and our daughters, are many, therefore we take up corn for them, that we may eat and live. Verse 3. Some also there were that said, we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards, and houses, that we might buy corn because of the dirt. Verse 4. There were also that said, we have borrowed money for the king's tribute, and that upon our lands and vineyards. All of the worries, all of the fear came upon these people. And now they got all type of problems. Meanwhile, we are building a nation. And this is what Bob Sahazah was saying. When you are building a nation, you can be concerned about what the oppressor thinks.
Right.
You can be concerned about people at your job seeing you at camp. I remember that's one of the things that used to be in the back of my head. when I'm at camp, I'm always watching, like, I know somebody's gonna see me. You can't worry about that. All right. As you come into the truth, these things gonna come into your head, and what you have to do, you have to resist it, because the Bible says when it is time, in Ecclesiastes 2:1, it says what? Prepare thyself for temptation. When you start to serve the Lord, and when you're serving the Lord, what are you going to do? You're going to love your people, and you're gonna want to build your nation. Well, when that happens, prepare yourself for temptation, because that's when all these voices, all these worries gonna come around to root you out of the truth, to root you out from building your nation. All right. I'll read the English for time's sake. Okay. Of the next 7 verses. Okay. Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 5. Yet now our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, our children as their children, and lo, we bring into bondage our sons and our daughters to be servants, and some of our daughters are brought unto bondage already. Neither is it in our power to redeem them, for other men have our lands and vineyards. Verse 6. And I was very angry when I heard their cry in these words. So the people are crying. The people have all these worries. They're concerned about the mortgage. They're concerned about the bill. They're concerned about how they're going to eat. And this is how Nehemiah felt about it. Verse 6. And I was very angry when I heard their cry in these words. Picture somebody come here, talking about, man, I saw my supervisor down the block. I'm not going to camp. Like, what you say? Like, you saw your supervisor, you saw your landlord. We building our nation up.
Right.
Verse 7.
If I may, sir, fire me.
Right.
Fire me for the Lord. I don't care.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
What people don't know is right. I know personal time, right? What people don't know is that this is gonna be the most respected work in the end.
Yeah.
Good.
So they're looking at it right now, like, oh, they're embarrassed because their friends are gonna see them, or their work person. This is gonna be back in the day to come. They're gonna be like, yo, you knew about this back then and you didn't go.
Right.
I mean, you're gonna be looked at the biggest fool down the line, because now we're Americans, so wearing garments, you don't be seeing a garment, you're scared to be seen in a headpiece or a meat tree.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're gonna be the people that laugh, that like you're gonna be the man who missed Bitcoin.
Right.
You're gonna be like that guy. You the guy that missed the I don't know what people were. The gold rush. You was the guy that didn't go to the gold rush because you thought it was silly. Go ahead. Stuck. He got questions.
And if I may, it's crazy you said that, sir, because when that time comes and they be like, you knew, but yeah, I didn't know, but you called me crazy. You said I was in cult. You said you disrespected our women. You understand?
Yeah.
All we did was follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High God, and now we have a nation. It's for you.
And this is why Christ says, depart from me, because I never knew you. Where were you?
You wasn't with us in the gym, you know. You wasn't putting that work in. Where were you? All right. Let's keep on reading. I heard their cry in these words, and I was angry when I heard their cry in these words. Verse 7. Then I consulted with myself, and I rebuked the nobles and the rulers, and said unto them, Ye exact usury, every one of his brother, and I set a great assembly against them. Verse 8. And I said unto them, We after our ability have redeemed our brethren the Jews, which were sold unto the heathen. And will ye even sell your brethren? Or shall they be sold unto us? Then held they their peace and found nothing to answer. All right. So in the middle of us building our nation, we can't be using our people. We can't be using our people and cause our people to be financially oppressed to the point where we have money in the community where we can help our people. Now they can come join the fight with us because you are oppressing your own people. And this is what the Christian pastors are doing today. They are oppressing the people by taking their tithes and not doing nothing for the nation. Just go and get rich and become noble men in the eyes of the world.
So like I said, if I may, when you look at these heathens in America, they give these corporations owned by Esau tax breaks. They give them tax breaks in the recession. Like, so why would you want to do that to your own people? You know what it is when you live in poverty, when you got to go to a pissy elevator, when you know your car was coming. Why would you want to take advantage of your people? Exactly. Because we do what the damn oppressor does.
Right. Because
that self-hate trickle downs.
Because they don't care about the people, like the Bible says. They are dumb dogs who cares about nothing but their belly. Verse 9. Also I said, now listen to this carefully. It is not good that ye do. Listen to this question. Ought ye not to walk in the fear of our power because of the reproach of the heathen, our enemy? So you're not gonna fear God because of what the heathen thinks? Is that how we're gonna live? You're not gonna fear God because of what your supervisor thinks, of what your landlord thinks. This is a question Nehemiah asked. Ought ye not to walk in the fear of our God because of the reproach of the heathen, our enemies? Verse 10. I likewise, let me know what's the last verse. Right? I likewise and my brethren and my servant might exact of them money and corn. I pray you, let us leave off this usury. This usury that you using the people, right? That the church got rich of. We're gonna use that money and we're gonna leave off of that. Right. So that no brother have to worry about their slavery, their mortgage, and how they're gonna eat. Because as a people, we can depend on each other to live. If we are truly united. Verse 11. Restore, I pray you, to them this day.
Right quick, go from verse 9, right? Good. Where it says, oh, you not to walk in fear about God, right? Here's what you don't know out there, right? You are in debt to the Most High.
That's right.
Because you've done things that the Most High sees that you're worthy of death for. And the only reason you can even see this video right now is because the Most High is calling you to make a payment for your debt.
Right.
And you don't want to pay the debt. You see what I'm saying? So you over there staying at home, not coming to class, not coming to camp, not doing the work that the Most High is calling you to do by making you see this video here. See what I'm saying? You are stalling on the Lord's debt. And sooner or later, the Lord is going to get impatient. You scared of these heathens and scared of your landlord and your job. You know what I mean? More than the Most High. The Most High is the one that's going to make you have no job and make your job more hard for you.
Right.
Because you don't want to get down with the Most High in Christ.
It's like no, sir. Verse 11. Restore, I pray you, to them even this day their lands, their vineyards, their olive yards, and their houses, also the 100th part of the money and of the corn, the wine, and the oil, that ye exact of them. You can read the last sentence.
Come.
Right quick too, right? But what the Lord is also saying here is, when you see the heathens are hating you, you're supposed to run twice as fast to the Most High.
That's right.
That's what you do. You don't sit there, oh my gosh, the heathens, my oppressor supervisor is getting on me because he knows I'm in this thing. You're supposed to run twice as fast to the Most High, according to what we're reading here. You know what I mean? You only have the heathen over you because you sinned against the Most High. So the Most High put these heathens over you because of your sins. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Just keep staying under the oppressor. It's a joke.
Right. And real quick, right? And that, you know, that spirit is gonna turn you gay.
Right. Yeah.
You're gonna be gay because you're gonna fear growing your beard. You're gonna fear to be masculine because you don't want to offend your oppressor. You're gonna start acting gay. And General Muhammad said that you're gonna start seeing brothers act gay. The brothers are not gay, but you becoming gay. You having the spirit of gayness in you because you don't want to fight. You don't want to offend your oppressor, and that's the spirit of the LGBT. The LGBTs have a spirit of not offending nobody. Oh, you think you're a man? You're a woman? You think you're a man? Okay, this is what it is. We're not gonna offend you. You think you're a man? You think you're a woman? We're not gonna offend you. And this is the spirit that we are embodying when we care about our enemies. This is why Nehemiah asked the question. We're gonna care about the heathen, our enemies, instead of fearing the Most High God. And that fear is a virus, man. And this fear we have internalized in the Black community. And the ISUPK is here to strengthen our people back. Since 1969, we've been established to do just that.
And that's why the woman rule over them.
Right.
That's why the women run their life. That's why you gotta ask your woman permission for things.
Yeah.
Is there, you want to go somewhere, your woman say no, you gotta obey your woman, because that's the type of man that you are.
Right. You becoming gay.
Yeah, that's gay. That's
Verse 12.
Nehemiah chapter 5 verse 12. Then said they, we will restore them and will require nothing of them. So well we do as thou sayest. Then I called the priests and took an oath of them that they should do according to this promise. Verse 13. Also I shook my lap and said, O power, shake out every man from his house and from his labor, that performeth not this promise. Even thus be he shaken out, and emptied. And all the congregation said, Amen, and praised the Most High. And the people did according to his promise. To this promise.
This is similar to what we see in what's that? I think it's Judith, when he says the children of righteous men gathered together and said that, you know, we will suffer the same evil. We will suffer the same evil and the same good and the same evil together. So if all of us are doing bad, we all doing bad. If all of us are doing good, we all doing good. All right? This is similar to that. Keep going.
Come. Verse 14. Moreover, from the time that I was appointed to be their governor in the land of Judah, from the 20th year, even unto the 32nd year of Artaxerxes. Artaxerxes.
Right, that's that guy from the movie 300. With the chains and all that. And in that movie, it's so heavy that he's doing this, right? In that movie, you see that man with great wealth. All that wealth is built off of the Israelites. All right?
The king.
Real quick, right? The precept I was referring to wasn't in Judith. That's Wisdom Solomon 18:9. And that last point you made, the same way people today are mourning. You have Jamaican mourning the death of Queen Elizabeth.
Oh,
you have the president, the prime minister, who's really taking the role of the president of Haiti right now, tweeting about the death of Queen Elizabeth and mourning for her death when she used us as slaves,
right,
as dogs,
right,
and pigeons. Keep going.
Come. Artaxerxes, the king that is 12 years. I and my brethren have not eaten the bread of the governor. Verse 15. But the former governor that had been before me were chargeable into the people, and had taken of them bread and wine, beside 40 40 shekels of silver. Yea, even their servant bare rule over the people. But so did not I because of the fear of the power.
Right? Basically, people that came before, they were oppressing the people, man. Oppressing the people. And we're not gonna oppress the people. Why? Because we fear God. We fear God. Unless you're a Christian pastor who does not care about the Most High power, who's getting rich, who have millions of dollars, how the hell are you serving God and you are multi-millionaire from the tithes of the people? That means you're not doing nothing for your people. Keep going.
Come. Verse 16. Yea, also I continue in the works of this wall.
You're not building no wall to save the people. Nah, you're building a mansion. You're building a multi-million-dollar mansion. Meanwhile, there's no water in Mississippi. The Christian church, the black Christian church, have enough money to end the crisis in Mississippi right now. There are people who cannot drink any water. They have enough wealth for that. Right. They have enough wealth to build like Jamaica and Haiti. We've amassed billions of dollars. I forgot the statistic. Billions of dollars have been amassed from the Christian church since the 80s to this day. Billions of dollars. And where did that money go? That money did not go to the people. That money went to these Christian pastors building multi-million-dollar mansion and buying jets for themselves. Keep going.
Come. Neither brought we any land, and all my servants were gathered thither into the work. Verse 17. Moreover, there were at my table 150 of the Jews and rulers, beside those that came unto us from among the brethren, the heathens that are about us. Verse 18. Now that which was prepared for me daily was 1 ox and six choice sheep. Also fowls were prepared for me, and once in 10 days stored of all sort of wine. Yet for all this required not I the bread of the governor, because the bondage was heavy upon this people.
What it sounds like it's saying is, as the UPK gets stronger out there, right, in the world, right, and our works get seen more and more. What it sounds like it's saying is, powerful men who are Jews, the Israelites in America, right, blacks and Latinos, powerful men, right, they're gonna try to join on to us as we head on into this work of changing the minds of our people. They're gonna start agreeing with us, and they're gonna start hearing us more and more, and they're gonna try to find a way to take part in this work here. That's what it sounds like it's saying to me.
But next week we're picking it up at chapter 6, and we'll elaborate on the last verse, 118. We'll just get some clarity to confirm what you just said.
Good.
All right. With that, I imagine. Baba Bishar, rest this food. Come, sir. Double time.
In the boss, sir.
Oh, you did? Oh, all right. Shapar.
They'll say
It's west out already. Which is going? You can put it in the come, sir.
Yashala. La Yashala means to Israel.
So far again, it's on. Israel, Imagine, which means to stand. Saw upon your Hakwadah, which means turn and face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Hadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakofka, Taba'ah, Hazaka, Haya, Isupk, Saratazak, Hawa, Haya, Yashamayim, Thundernawa, Latam, Yawam, Salaknawa, Kawawakinawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawawakinawa, Wala'ah, Abayaynawa. Banasaya one, Abba, Awashainawa, Ayan, Right, Haya, Yaka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atapara, Na'awalamya, Aman. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day. Give us this day our daily bread. Our daily bread. Give us our debt. Give us our debt. As we forgive our debtors. As we forgive our debtors. Lead us not. Lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. But deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom. Thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. And the glory. Forever. Forever. So be it. So be it. And then we go to the curses instead of your come. Curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. And all things living. Yahweh. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Listen to us now. Listen to us now. Right now. Right now. Send evil. Send evil. Curses. And curses. Punishment. And punishment. Destruction. And destruction. To the heathen. To the heathen. That speak against us. That speak against us. Thy prophets. Thy prophets. The teachers. The teachers. The princes. The priests. The priests. The priests. The Israelite brothers. The Israelite brothers. And the school. And the school. Send evil. Send evil. Curse. And punishment. And punishment. Destruction. Destruction to the heathen. To the heathen. Say, loose the treasure. Say, loose the treasure. The rich of Israel. The rich of Israel. Refuse to give to the that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. Force their riches. Enter into thy sanctuary. Enter into thy sanctuary. Evil. And evil. Cursing. Cursing. Punishment. And punishment. Destruction. Destruction. To the Edomites. To the Edomites. The nation. The nation. The drug dealers. And the drug dealers. Court system. Court system. Prison system. Prison system. Land parenthood. Land parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. All the governments of our enemies. Amalek synagogues around. Amalek synagogues around. Roman Catholic Church. Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. The gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. That's our space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Space Force. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airwaves. The cable access channel. The radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us. And bring swift destruction. To all the heathen. Stand in the way. Try to stop us. From broadcasting your word. It's what the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth. And consume them. Let the plagues. Take the house. The thief. And the murderer. Yahushua, Michael and Gabriel, down the flying saucer, punish all heathen, that come up against us, as we speak thy word, cause it to be known by all, it is the angels that have done it, cause it to be spread through the media, for the whole world, cause them to shake at thy coming, in the name of Yahushua, like you always, so be it. So, she's done. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakah. Yahshua dismiss. Next week, we're picking it up, Nehemiah chapter 6 and 1. Shalom, Israel.